In this video, I'm going to show you guys the 4-4-1-1 second variation, so the 4-4-1-1-2. As you can see, I'm 8-0 in playoffs right now. I'm kind of tired, so I'm not going to finish the last two. I'll just do them tomorrow. But so far, I've been using the 4-4-1-1-2 as like a little experiment because I've seen people use it lately. It's a pretty good formation. It's really similar to the 4-2-3-1, which is a personal favorite of mine. So if you like formations that operate similarly to the 4-2-3-1, the 4-4-1-1 is a really good one. It does offer width differently than the 4-2-3-1 does because it has actual wingers, and I'm going to show you guys the tactic real quick. I have it set to my ultra attacking. Before I continue to show you guys my tactics, I wanted to show you guys my Discord server real quick. If you have any questions regarding tactics or any FC24 tips, questions, whatever, anything you have in mind that you want to talk to me about, I highly recommend you join my server and ask in chat. I'm willing to answer questions, so just let me know. And from there you can see any future video notifications and things like that, or stream notifications, whatever. So yeah, link's gonna be in the bio for that. And defensive style balance, 45 width, 71 depth. I'm sure you guys all know by this point 71 depth is basically required for everything you do now this year until they get it patched. But until then, unfortunately, if you want to win, you're gonna have to play 71 depth. If you don't, your team's just going to be way worse than the other team. It's really OP right now. Until it gets fixed, you have to use 71 depth. 45 width and balanced, I usually do that. I don't see much difference doing anything else. And build up play balanced and direct passing. The meta is also direct passing this year because it offers possession football as well as making those runs. So you get a mixture of everything that makes attacking easy. And we picked 60 width because we're going to be getting a lot of attacks through the width. As you guys know, the midfield in this game is just so far, it's really lackluster. You know, passing in the middle of the field is just not going to be easy right now. And you're going to be attacking a lot with your wingers. You're going to be beating your fullbacks, making those through runs. And unfortunately, yes, it means you're going to get a lot of cutbacks, but what are you going to do? It's either cutbacks or just don't score, so you're going to have to pick something. And yeah, 60 width for that purpose. You're going to be focusing more on beating the fullback, so you're going to want 60 width with this. And then, I don't know why I have it set to this much. That's what I meant to have it at. So 6 players in the box, and then 3 corners, 3 free kicks. And then instructions, starting with the striker, you want stay central and get behind. You're also going to want stay forward. The reason why you have these is because with stay central and getting behind, stay central keeps him in the middle of the pitch. I'm sure that's obvious. Getting behind and stay forward, when you combine those two, it acts as almost as a counter to the 71 depth. So if you're playing someone else that has 71 depth, having a good striker with good attacking stats with getting behind and stay forward is basically going to do the best it can to give you space and push the offside trap as far as they can. Unfortunately, because 71 depth is so OP, this is only going to do so much, but it helps. So if you have at least one striker in every formation you have that has getting behind, stay forward, they can be focused more on pushing that defense back because they're going to be trying to make so many runs, and stay forward is going to keep them ahead all the time, so they're always on that defensive line creating pressure. So you're going to want to have this basically as often as you can. Your cam, you're going to want on all default, and with cams normally I like all default mostly because cam is like a position on the field where it's basically like a number 10 and it operates as like an extra player. So letting the game dictate exactly what this cam needs to do itself and letting the game AI do the work for you instead of having it specifically do something like, let's say, I don't know, like get into the box for cross, which is just gonna force it in instead of just doing it when it needs to. Having the cam on default is probably gonna be the best thing you can do, especially in a one cam formation like this. And then both of your wingers right here, basic defensive support, cut inside, get behind. Formations like this, the 4-4-2, things that have wide midfielders like this, that aren't wingers, but they're like left mid, right mid. And obviously not formations like the 3-5-2 or whatever. Formations like these in specific, you're going to want cut inside and get in behind because that's just the meta when it comes to these positions right here. They're going to maximize attacking output within the box in the final third and also be able to have those positions to get on the outside of the fullback when you make those through runs from, you know, the fullback, you know. So having these, you're going to be able to spam through balls to them, and when you're in the shooting positions with the striker and the cam, there's still going to be options to shoot, if that makes sense, because you don't want them hanging on the edge of the box. You want them also helping the strikers. So this maximizes their output really. And then your 2 midfield right here, every time I have a midfield of 2 players, one's going to be on stay back while attacking cover center. The other one's also going to be cover center but with balanced attack. You're going to want the midfielder that has better attacking stats on balanced attack, but you're also going to want to make sure that midfielder has well-rounded stats, and Modric is perfect for that. And then your fullbacks, stay back while attacking and overlap on both of them. The thing that I highly recommend that you do is the overlap part, because I've said this in previous video, it makes you wonder like, what's the point of overlap if you have stay back while attacking? Well, overlap makes it stay closest to the touchline as possible, because sometimes if you don't have overlap, you have mixed attack, even though you're on stay back while attacking, so they're not attacking. sometimes because when you have it on mixed attack, it's going to figure out a position that it thinks your team needs. So sometimes if you wonder why your fullback is in the midfield or something like that, like all the way towards the middle, it's because of that. So overlap keeps it closest to the touchline, so that way you don't have to deal with getting through ball spam because your fullback isn't there. So put on overlap on both your fullbacks with stay back while attacking on both of them as well. Center backs, you know, we never touch those, and goalkeeper. A lot of people use comfort crosses and sweeper keeper. I've stopped using that lately because I've noticed that even without taking my keeper out myself, he's gotten chipped a lot. So I just use balance. I don't think I've seen a benefit of using comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. I think balance is perfect. Some things to keep in mind when you're playing this formation in game is to try to avoid trying to build up through the midfield. This is some rat gameplay that I'm suggesting you right now, so I'm sorry, but again, if you want to win, just follow the meta and follow the rat gameplay, because this year trying not to play like a rat is really difficult because with cutback spams and everything. Another cutback! You really have no choice if you want to play at the best of your performance. So trying to build up through the midfield is going to be really difficult against 71 depth, and especially with a formation like this that offers you wide midfielders that are going to be able to beat the fullback a lot, especially if you have good wingers. Like I recommend Rodrigo and Rafael Leao. If you have wingers like those that have really good pace and also really good play styles, they're going to be able to beat their fullback very consistently. So if you spam those through balls to them, you're going to get a lot of opportunities to get a straight attack instead of trying to build up to the middle. I'm sorry if you prefer formations that do build up through the middle, because this formation is not really what I would say is that. But again, with the meta this year, you're going to have to try it. You're going to have to try the fullback spam. I'm sorry, but it's how it is this year. Until they get it patched, as much as I like build up through the middle and slow tiki-taka, it's not going to work with this formation, and it's not going to work with many formations this year. So just keep that in mind when you're attacking. Just make sure you're attacking as much as you can through your wingers and beating the fullbacks on dribbles. And then from there, obviously, it sounds like you're going to have to do a cutback spam, but it is what it is, man.
You got me in the middle?
No! Hit that first time!
I don't want that goal. Oh my god.